Playing hockey is no different than any other sport. To be a good student of the game, you must know the fundamentals, and even more importantly, how to apply them in game situations. This video will give you instruction in both areas. Another reason why hockey is the same as other sports, it takes a lot of practice for improved performance. Play the game as often as you can, but even when you can't, there are other preparations you can make, but I'll deal with them later. It's a tough position, but I'll show you how to keep your goals against average down and your team in the game. At the very least, you'll have fun and enjoy the sport more. Goaltending is one of 6 positions, and although hockey is a team sport, remember, the puck stops here.
The video's in 8 sections or chapters. Think of it as a book, a reference book of sorts. This is something you cannot absorb in one viewing. In fact, I suggest you take it one chapter at a time, and when you feel a need, go back and review it every once in a while. Here's what we'll be looking at. In Chapter 1, Getting Set, you're never too young or too experienced to start right here with a proper stance. Chapter 2 looks at the stick and how to get your feet in the game. Fast feet make big saves. Chapter 3 is what we might call the pretty side of goaltending. Here we examine glove saves, the butterfly, and the 2-pad slide. In Chapter 4, we learn about cutting down angles. When a shooter looks at the net, is what he sees the truth or an illusion? In Chapter 5 is every goalie's nightmare, screenshots and deflections. Number 6, stopping them cold on breakaways and working with your defensemen, the 2-on-1 and 3-on-2. Chapter 7 deals with the aggressive goalie, sweep checks and handling the puck. Chapter 8 is where we put it all together and analyze some game situations. Control the puck in your end, and it'll end up in the net a lot less often. And last but definitely not least, I'll be spending a few minutes at the end of each chapter discussing the much neglected mental aspects of goaltending. There's a lot to learn, so let's begin.
I'm wearing about 40 pounds of equipment, so make it easy on yourself. It's very important to be able to move quickly in and around the goal crease, and that starts with a good stance. Put yourself in position to stop the puck. Starting off in the stance, we want to open our legs up and be comfortable. Too many young people put the legs together and make it very awkward on themselves. So open them up, get comfortable. Then we want to get ourselves down low into a good crouch. Get the rear end down and bend the knees. This gives you proper leg extension on the corners. We want to have our hands out in front so that they move independently of the body. And then, very importantly, we must have the weight on the front of our feet so that we can push off properly, going side to side.
The stance is pretty basic when you look at it, and that's the position you must be in whenever there's a chance for a shot. Here we see a couple of my students. Mike on the left is 18 years old and plays Junior B, and Paul on the right is an 8-year-old novice. Although Mike is normally 2 feet taller than Paul, when they're in the crouch, Mike's helmet is only a few inches higher than Paul's. Why? It's very simple. The toughest shots to stop are the low drives, and by setting up low, Mike is giving himself every opportunity to snap his feet on the bottom corners. In this shot, we also see that their catch gloves are at the same height. It doesn't matter how tall you are, the glove needs to be in the middle of the net. So the taller you are, the lower you crouch.
A proper stance is the foundation for goaltending, just like a house. Without the proper foundation, there's little to build on.
Let's go over these key points. Be sure your legs are apart, with your knees bent and your rear end down. The weight is on the toes, and the hands are out in front, away from your body. Keep the glove open at knee level, facing the puck.
One of the great misconceptions about playing goal is that you don't have to be a good skater, and that is totally false. If you can't move around in the net, then you're not going to be able to stop the puck. A lot of young people take the position up because they can't skate. I know, because I was one of them. But the fact is, you can't hide, and you're going to give up a lot of goals. So work on your skating in practice. Here's a few of the good drills. As I say, you need to be able to move around back and forth to the net, in and out very quickly. You do this by transferring your weight and pushing off the toes. Also, you want to work in practice constantly on the post-to-post drill, which is digging in and going across from goalpost to goalpost. You want to practice this to the point where you don't even realize you're doing it anymore. Let me show you what that looks like from behind, and take note of digging in the toe, pushing hard, and transferring the weight. And notice I'm doing all these movements from a proper set position.
Here's another one of my students. Patrick is 13 and plays at the Pee-wee level. And here we see Shane, a 16-year-old midget goaltender.
Skating and footwork are two very important fundamentals to the game. So bear down during those skating drills in practice. The benefits will be well worth the price.
Be sure you come to a proper set. Get a good strong push, transfer your weight, sliding your skate and stick to the far goal post.
Now that we've discussed stance, setup, and footwork, let's show you how to use them in a game situation. Defending against a player behind the net with the puck. Ever since Mr. Gretzky put his office back there, it's become a big problem for the goaltenders. Brian? We want to follow the puck all the way. As soon as we lose sight of it, going around this shoulder, we want to turn quickly and pick the puck up behind. It's important not to move until the player commits himself to the far side. Let me show you what happens if you do leave too early. Here's another play that can make you look really foolish, so take note and don't get caught in this position. And I'm talking about being in the middle of the net when a player is right behind you. Whatever side you look to, he's going to end up going the other way, and you're really never covering anything. Before you know it, he comes around and the puck's in the net. Another very important thing to remember when you're defending against a man behind the net with the puck is get the stick involved. It'll make things much easier for you. When you're starting off over here, you want to get the stick out in front coming across. Then you can help deflect that pass or even break a play up before it ever gets out in front of the net. Same thing going back the other way. The stick first. Get it across there. Then you're helping defend the post.
Jason is 11 and plays at the Atom level. As you can see on this play, he is over in time, but his skate is not going to the goal post where it should be and creates problems for him. Shane shows us how to play it when the puck carrier cuts out in front. Here's Mike coming aggressively after the player behind the net, but he's left too much room between his stick blade and the side of the net, allowing a very dangerous pass out through the goal crease. When you're coming around the post with your stick, keep the blade close to the net. Patrick commits himself too early on this one, and if the player behind had wrapped it around the right post, he would have been history. You can't move until he does. Jason doesn't turn in time and follow the player over his left shoulder. When you can't see him anymore, you've got to turn quickly and pick him up again.
I cannot stress the footwork and skating skills enough. So use them to keep yourself in position and get the stick involved.
Here you need a good set. Turn your head, wait for the player to commit. Slide to the post and use your stick.
If you listen to the hockey experts, they'll tell you 80% of the game is mental and only 20% physical. My question then is, why do we spend 4, 5, 6 hours a week on the physical aspects of the game, practicing and playing our game, and very little on the mental aspects? Tough to answer. Doesn't make a lot of sense. For that reason, at the end of my chapters today, I'd like to spend a couple of minutes discussing with you some of the mental aspects and how we can improve our game through improved mental skills. I'd like to start off with a pre-game drill that I found very successful for myself and many of my students. And in fact, the students have found a dramatic drop in their goals against average when they've used these drills before games. To start off with, you want to get yourself in a comfortable position. You can do this at home before you come to the rink. It helps for it to be as close to game time as you can make it. Then it's a little more effective. Get yourself in a comfortable position, much like I am sitting here right now. And what you want to do is close your eyes and relax a little bit. That's part of the process. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put the image of a puck in our mind. Nothing but the puck. That's all we want. Since that's what we have to go out and look at for 60 minutes to be effective, we're going to start right now and get ourselves in the swing of things. So we put that puck in our mind and we try and hold it there. Hold the image as long as you can. And at first, that'll be very difficult. And that's concentration. Other thoughts will come into our head, and that causes the image of the puck to disappear. When that happens, force those other thoughts out and put the puck back again. Now we're learning how to control our concentration better. It will not be easy to do at the start, but with more practice, you'll be able to hold it there for longer periods of time, and therefore you're getting more effective and you're concentrating better. And you'll find that that'll help you in games. Perhaps at the start, some nights you're not concentrating very well. Thoughts are in your mind that shouldn't be there, that you have to push out and focus back on the puck again. And that's the purpose of this drill. We want to do that for about 10 minutes is all that's necessary. And that not only works just before games, that's something that you could do almost on a daily basis to help yourself, improve your mind. Concentration is a big part of goaltending. If you can see that puck clearly all the time you're out there, you're going to be more effective. And after you do this drill, I can assure you that you will see it better and be more effective for the entire 60 minutes. Now that we've looked at the stance, setup, and footwork, let's take a closer look at the skates, the stick, and how to use them in combination. Let's start with the skates. The skate save is a very important skill, as about 75% of the goals are scored at or near ice level. So it's very important that we get proper leg extension towards the corners. During this drill, I want you to try it without the stick. Starting, as we discussed earlier, from a proper set position. From here, we start by reading the release. It's so important to see the puck as it's released from the player's stick, picking it up early. Then we start by turning our hips towards the puck, dropping our pad. The skate comes forward in a semicircular motion, and the toe points towards the corner. Now, some of the problems that the young people have here is the skate blade going up on end like this. Obviously, there's not much way of stopping the puck when that happens. The second thing is they'll sit down, causing loss of balance, and then you're in trouble after you do make the save.
Believe me when I say your hands make your feet faster. They help both your balance and your timing, so hold them out there. Here we see Mike getting full leg extension with the blade down and the toe pointed toward the corner.
Work hard on this skill. Remember, the game is played with the puck at ice level. If you can learn how to snap your skates effectively on the corners, it'll save you a lot of goals. I've broken the skate saves down into these key points.
Once again, we need a good set. Watch the puck and read the release. Turn your hips as your rear end goes down, put the pad down. Extend your skate with the toe pointing towards the corner.
Your stick is one of your most useful tools. Be sure it's the right size and light enough that you can handle it effectively. With a little knowledge and practice, you can make the puck go where you want it to. To start off with, most of you goaltenders have been taught to put the stick on your skates. And that's a big mistake, and let me show you why. See where the rebounds went? They went out as fast as they came back in again. And you're leaving them right out in front of the net, just exactly where you don't want them to be. You're inviting extra shots and more goals, and we don't need that. So let's start off and do it properly. Put the stick out in front. You want your hands out here. Put the blocker out in front as well. Very important. If you've got that out, the stick is going to be in the right position. We want to have a slant on it so that we can move it in a nice, easy semicircle and put the pucks out of play. And another very important reason for the hands being out in front is taking a look at it when we move them back here. We see the size of the hole in here, which is a very difficult one to cover. Now, when we move the hands out in front, we notice how the hole is gone. It works the same on this side. We move it out in front. Now, we're in the right position. As I mentioned earlier, it's a simple matter of moving the stick around in a semicircle. Another big advantage this way, when we have the stick in here and we try and move it to the stick side, we see what happens. Very difficult to keep it on the ice. However, when we start out in this position, it becomes a simple way of moving it back here. And the same thing to the other side. We get a good slant and the pucks move up and out of the way. Brian? The puck never comes out to the front. And again, big key, keep the stick away from your feet. It's not necessary. You don't want to kick at the puck. Then you'll never lose a rebound in front of the net.
Shane has the good stick action going here. Notice the good blade slant as he slides it to the puck and angles it into the corner. For Mike, it's a piece of cake. He's launching them all off the glass.
Your stick can be either your best friend or your worst enemy. How do you want to use it?
As always, we need a good set. Keep that blocker hand out in front away from your body and the stick slanted in the middle. Slide your stick in a semicircle and be sure and meet the puck in front.
Okay, let's put the last two skills together now. You're going to use the combination skate and stick save a lot, so let's get it right. Let's start from down here and take a look. The skate and the stick together. Notice how far out in front I have the stick. The stick is not on the toe here, possibly causing a bad rebound. Move them independently of each other. That way you've still got the good angle on the stick, trying to angle it up off the glass. It's no different on the stick side. The skate's extended and pointed, and we keep the stick out in front, like so. A big problem that the kids will have, here again, getting the stick back in here. What happens when we try and make the skate save on the blocker side? We come down and see how the pad kicks the blocker up. That's not what we want. We put it out in front. Now it stays down and adds to our reach so that we can stay with the stick and take the rebound off to the corner. Okay, Brian.
Up until now, Jason has been doing the combo very well, but we all make mistakes. Here the stick was a little late, and the toe of the skate is off the ice. Thank heaven for goalposts. Low on the stick side is a tough save. Sometimes you just can't get the stick there in time, and that's why it's so very important to have the skate out as well. Patrick's following through very well here and getting everything up and out of the way in the corners. As you can see by looking at my little buddy Paul, it doesn't matter how young or how small you are, with a little practice, you can do these combos as well as the big guys. And part of the reason is he always returns to the set position. Here's a little thing that will create unwanted rebounds if you're not careful. Mike brings his stick in against his skate, causing the puck to slide up the stick and hit the pad. If he pushes the stick out in front to meet the puck away from his skate, that won't happen.
Next time you watch the pros, try and count the number of combo saves they make. The big key here is the fact that you're going 2 for 1. The skate and stick are going together. If one misses, the other is there as a backup to make the save.
Start from a good set with the stick slanted out in front. Read the release and turn your hips as the pad goes down. Extend the stick and skate towards a corner.
I'd like to take you through another mental warm-up now. This is one that's been used by many top stars in preparing for their performances. This is something I call mental movies. And all you're really doing is practicing the things that you're going to do out on the ice before you go out there. Helps warm you up, loosen up your body, and go over the things that you need to know to get ready. All we're going to do here now is close our eyes and start from the warm-up and go on out from there. So come along with me now, close your eyes, and we'll try this. First of all, we'll start with the skate saves. Make a few of those and we'll work up from there. Do some stick saves. It's very important that we see everything done to perfection. You're making the saves properly, you're out cutting the angles down, the rebounds are going where you want them to. You're seeing yourself on TV doing these things, and it gets you excited. You're robbing a player from the other team on a sure goal. We do a few butterflies, a couple of two-pad slides. Everything aggressive, everything done very well. If you see yourself doing it properly, then the odds are you'll go out on the ice and do it that much better as well. Continue on now. Make a few deflection saves. Even a couple of breakaways, a very big play. Not only does this help you concentrate better, but it gets you pumped up for the game. You'll be ready to go out there and give your all and help you concentrate for the full 60 minutes. This is something I used to do before my games all the time, and I found it very effective. Why don't you try it before your next game? The results will surprise you. At the start of the tape, I said that this was the pretty side of goaltending, and it is. When you think of the ultimate save, you think of Billy Smith doing a two-pad slide, or Richard Brodeur picking one out of thin air, or Tony Esposito making a great butterfly save. Let's talk about glove saves. You have a lot of freedom of movement with your glove hand, and if you learn how to use it properly, you can frustrate the shooters to no end. And remember, when you've got the puck in here, the choice is yours, to drop it off to a teammate or freeze it for a face-off. And remember, the blocker is just not protection for your glove hand. Now, something to really watch here, make sure you're paying attention and watch the puck all the way into the glove. If you take your eye off it, you may misjudge it. Big key to the blocker hand is turning the blocker and deflecting the puck off to the corner rather than back out in front. Let me show you what I mean.
I see two main faults with goalies when it comes to their glove hand. Number one, they don't hold it out facing the puck, and by the time they get it off their pad, the puck is already by them. Number two, they hold it up too high. In this shot we're looking at from the true angle, Mike has his glove at knee level and still only has to move it up 8 inches to cover the top corner.
Remember, your hands are the fastest things you've got, and they put you in control of the situation. So use them as often as you can.
Here are the keys for the glove saves. Get your hands out in front with the catch glove open facing the puck at knee level. Follow the puck into your glove or deflect it off the blocker to the corner.
This is one of my favorites, the butterfly. A very important skill in today's game. If you notice, all the young goaltenders coming up to the National Hockey League these days do a very fine butterfly. And it's very important in today's game, what with the quick passing plays and all the screenshots and deflections. So let's take a look at that now. To start off with, when you're setting up for the butterfly, you want to open your feet up a little bit wider. That gives you the opportunity to get your knees right down to the ice quickly. And that's so important. Both knees need to be down. I'm going to talk more about the half butterfly because I don't make use of the full one too much, and we'll have Mike show you that a little bit later. In the half butterfly, first of all, you got to go down with both knees. Turn the pad out, flat along the ice, and extend the foot. You want to keep the upper body up because that's all you have to protect the top part of the net. Then get the hands in play. Play tall when you're down here. Shoulders up, have the blocker out, stick in front, and that catch hand's got to be extended over your pad. The butterfly is a nice backup. It's not one you want to use all the time because you can't control the rebounds very well with it. So the key to this one is getting that stick across when you do go down. Then you've got the 2-for-1 situation again. If the stick doesn't quite get there, then the pad is there. And it's the same thing, possibly a little more difficult on the blocker side. You've got to lean over the pad, once again extending the foot, and bring that stick across to deflect all rebounds up and out of play.
Shane has this puck go off the toe of his stick and in off the blocker. Try to make this save anywhere from the middle of the blade to the heel, allowing the puck to clear your blocker. Here we see the importance of getting your knees down first. Paul is a little late with the stick and has no backup. This is Jason with a perfect half butterfly. The pad is down, facing forward, while he pushes the stick out in front to make the save. Mike gives us an excellent shot of the full butterfly. The advantage here is that he doesn't have to decide which pad to turn out as he would in the half. Take note that the hand, stick, and body position remain the same.
Leg strength is very important in the butterfly. Former Russian great Tretiak used to do squat dancing in his full equipment. Try that sometime and you'll see what I mean. Conditioning is everything.
The important points to remember are: open your feet up wider and set up very low. Be sure both knees go down. Keep your hands and shoulders up with your stick on the ice and meet the puck out in front.
The two-pad slide. At the risk of sounding like a broken record, the foundation of skating and footwork must be in place if you hope to improve at this skill. The two-pad slide is another physically demanding maneuver which will take practice to get it down pat. But once you do, you'll feel like a pro. To start off with, we get over to the goal post. This maneuver will be used mostly on quick cross-ice passes on the occasional rush down the ice. Must be done very quickly and effectively. To start off with, we're over here at the goal post, and the shooter is in place outside the goal crease here. You don't have a lot of time to do this, so you've got to get the good quick push off. The weight is on the inside leg here, and you have to be watching the puck carrier. It's so important to get a good jump. As soon as the puck leaves, you've got to leave as well. So you're watching the puck, then you turn your body, you get the good push, and down very quickly with the pads stacked. It's important that there are no holes along the ice. The glove is in place to defend the top corner for you. The pads must be stacked one on top of another. A very common problem that the kids have is that they'll end up coming across like so. Naturally, you can see then we're covering very little net. A little tip to help you with that one is turning your hips forward, your pads forward. Another problem is coming over on the elbow, and we can see then there's room to slide the puck through here. A little tip for that one is to put your head down. Now everything is clean along the ice, and we have no problems with that. The same principles apply from the other side, the only difference being the gloves. We still need our weight on the inside leg, still anticipating the pass, ready to spring. As the puck leaves, the good push, out and down. As I mentioned, the only difference being now we have the blocker and stick up on top instead of the glove hand. No holes along the ice, pads stacked properly, aiming our pads at the shooter's stick.
Mike has a close call at the armpit here and just gets it down in time. This is Jason's two-pad slide, and we see him go past where he wants to. The reason for that is he stayed up in his push too long. You just want a quick, short push and right down on your side. Mike's form is superb on this one, and he shows us why you shouldn't be afraid of this move. If you execute properly, the shooter has to pop one all the way upstairs to beat you. Look at the push Paul gets on this play. He's got the skate pointed where he wants to go, the pad is on its way down, his glove is coming over on top, and most importantly, he's heading right for the shooter's stick.
The two-pad slide is not something you want to get into all the time, because once you go down there, you will be out of position. But in the situations we just looked at, it is very effective for a one-time save.
So be sure to get a good set at the post with your weight on the inside leg. Leave as the puck is passed and push towards the player's stick, getting down quickly on your side. Kick your feet and stack your pads and block the net top with your glove hand.
I'd like to talk to you a little bit now about nervousness, how to make it work for you rather than against you. It's certainly something that we all experience, and many of the best goaltenders in history went through nerve problems right before games. It's nothing to worry about. Relax with it. Let your mind take control of your body. That's the big thing there. Nervousness is good from the standpoint that it will make you intense and help you concentrate while you're out in the ice. But the other side of the coin is that it can tighten up the muscles in your body, and that's certainly something you don't want. You can't play the game when you're uptight. So let's talk about a few things that we can do to loosen things up a little bit. You're already prepared for the game. You've spent a lot of time thinking about it, and it's a very big game, and you're finding yourself nervous in the dressing room beforehand. The thing not to do is to sit around and worry about it. That'll just make it worse. So get up, walk around. If you need to be by yourself, go ahead and do that. Do some stretching exercises. Shake things around a little bit, a little rag doll, things like that. Some deep breathing exercises. Slow things down. And once you can loosen up your body, you'll feel a little better about things. And another big key to it is think about what you're going to do out on the ice. Think about the keys to your own game, the things that make you successful, rather than thinking about the people that may be out there watching you, or your mom and dad are there, or it's a very big game. Forget about that stuff. You have no control over that. The only thing you've got control over is what you do out on the ice. So think about that. You already know you're up for the game, so you don't have to worry about that. Keep things relaxed. Settle yourself down a little bit, and your performance will be that much better. Remember, the nervousness can work for you if you let it. At my summer goalie school, we spend a lot of time on this next section. It's been said that hockey is a game of angles, and believe every word of it. I cringe every time I see a goal scored on the short side. There's no reason for it. Pay particular attention to this section, and the sharpshooters will hate you for it. Simply put, goaltending is a game of angles. Cut them down and you've got them beat. But how do we cut down our angles? Let me show you. I'm going to start back here on the goal line in the middle of the net to give you a good view of the amount of target area that a shooter has. And you'll quickly realize that it's just too much. The way today's players shoot the puck, you'd be beat. As I move out to the middle of the crease, it gets a little less. Then to the top of the crease, still more so. Now as we get out to the proper area where we want to set up anytime we can, this is the place to be. Now that we've shown you the effect of moving out of the net and cutting down the angles, let's take a look at where we want to start from. A reference point, if you will. That point should be the middle of the goal line. Since that's the middle of the net and you want to be centered always, that's where we want to try and start from as often as we can. So by getting here in the middle of the goal line with our feet, and the bar going down the middle of the back of the net is also a reference point. When that hits your rear end, you must be in the middle of the net. So from here, we're going to turn our body on the spot to face the puck and move out, chest to puck, straight towards the puck. And stop and set up, and we have our angle cut properly. This works every time, regardless of the angle, regardless of whether the puck is over on the side boards or out at the point.
Mike turns his chest to the puck and moves right out on his angle. Patrick is not very big, but he sure cuts the net down on this one. Obviously, you're not going to be able to cut all your angles from the middle of the net out, but it is something you can do a lot in practice when line rushes or shooting drills come from the other end. It'll help you learn where the net is behind you and keep you centered more often.
You have an area of 24 square feet in front of the net to cover, and that means a lot of different angles. You must know where the net is behind you at all times, so follow these key points.
Be sure you start in the middle of the net turn your chest to the puck, move out past the crease, stop and set up properly.
Ask any shooter and he'll tell you a great place to shoot from is the top of the slot. Here's how you handle that. In position here at the goal post, weight on the right leg ready to explode out. You're watching the puck all the time and anticipating the pass. Then you move out with the puck and set yourself up.
A common problem goaltenders have is setting up with the stick off-center to the glove side. The tougher save is on the stick side, so this setup makes him late getting across. Fortunately, he has the pad down and makes the save, but you're better off with the stick in the middle. For goaltenders that prefer the butterfly style, they must be aware of shots heading between their pads so they can get their knees down to cover the hole, as we see Mike doing in this shot.
You can't be passive. Move with the puck. Get out and defy the shooter. Give him nothing.
Once again, anticipate and react to the pass. Get out on your angle and control that rebound.
One of the toughest plays for a goaltender to make is on a quick pass to an open man in front of the goal crease. The keys to this one are reading and anticipating the pass and reacting as soon as that puck is passed, getting a good push right out quickly to the forward stick and laying the pad down. It's also important that we have our glove hand out to defend the high part of the net and the stick down so that nothing can go through our legs.
When you're sliding over to make this save, good balance is very important so that you don't end up out of position afterward. Shane is about to lose his balance backwards on this play. To correct this, lean a little forward and sideways over the outstretched pad. Try to keep your shoulders over your knees. Two of the major things to remember on this play are to get the knee down quickly and keep the stick between the legs. Here we see what happens if you don't. Many coaches are afraid to use small goalies, but to me, if you move to the proper spots, as Paul's doing here, size doesn't mean a thing. Because of the fact that you are going down on this play, you must keep your catch glove above your pad ready to snap it to the top corner. Mike has his down behind his pad, and it leaves too much net.
Making saves like this is what goaltending's all about. And although it's a difficult play, if you read it and react aggressively, the odds are on your side.
To make this save, remember, read the pass quickly. Get a good push towards the shooter's stick. Get down just before the shot, keeping your stick on the ice, and keep the glove up and open.
During hockey broadcasts, we often hear announcers refer to a goal being scored on the short side. It's a major mistake, and there's no reason for it. Covering the short side means nothing more than playing a true and correct angle. Let me show you something you've probably never seen before.
When a shooter looks at the net, is what he sees the truth or an illusion? The truth is, it is an illusion. When a player looks at the available net, he sees it from eye level on a downward trajectory. But the truth is, the puck is shot from ice level on an upward trajectory. Combine that with the fact that the shooter releases the puck, it is from 2 feet to the left or right of his sight line, depending on which way he shoots. Sound complicated? Well, it really isn't. Let me show you. We are looking in from eye level on the shot. The goalie has misplayed his angle on the shooter's body. It's obvious to us that all the room is on the glove side, but the shooter's sight line to the goal is 2 feet to the right of the puck. To him, it looks like the goalie's angle is correct because he sees the same amount of net on both sides. Kind of interesting, don't you think? The only way to see how much net is really there is to look from ice level through the eyes of the puck. Even though the shooter sees open net on the blocker side, there is none. And what the shooter thinks is a foot on the glove side is actually 2 feet. Now let's see what it looks like when the goalie cuts his angle down on the puck, like he's supposed to. We are looking from eye level and the goalie is in the middle of the net. The shooter, because of his sight line, sees no net on the glove side and about 2 feet on the blocker side. He thinks the goalie is out of position and he's about to shoot for the 2 feet he sees. And now for the only true angle, from the eyes of the puck. The goalie's angle is correct, with about a foot on each side available down low. Now let's try it with a right-hand shot and a goalie that catches left-handed. From eye level, we can see that the goalie has cut another incorrect angle on the shooter's body, leaving the short side wide open. This time the shooter's sight line is 2 feet to the left of the puck, causing him to see the goalie in the middle of the net with a foot on each side. But once again, the true angle shows us that indeed the short side is uncovered. The reason we see so many right-handers score high on the short side is because the goalie cuts his angle on the shooter's body. Even though the shooter sees the same amount of net on both sides, he knows he can put it in the top right-hand corner. He doesn't know why, he just knows if he sees anything, he can put it in. And it makes sense, because now we know if he can see a foot of net, he really has 2 to shoot at. Okay, time to move our goaltender back on the proper angle. Up until now, we've been looking at the left side, right side shooter's illusion. Now let's look at the high-low illusion. Starting from eye level behind the puck, what do we see? First of all, the goalie's angle is correct, but there's sure a lot of net open on the high corners, and that catch glove is way too low, isn't it? From the shooter's sight line, there's nothing on the glove side. Heck, his glove's out of the net, but he's got all kinds of room over the blocker, or does he? Once again, the eyes of the puck tell a different story. Our normal sight line is from eye level projecting down, but the puck is shot from ice level projecting up, and therefore the goalie's hands that looked so low from eye level are really centered perfectly when we look from puck level. In fact, there's almost no room upstairs at all. So what have we learned? Well, if we cut a true angle to the puck, the shooter will see some net that's not really there and probably shoot for it. But equally as important, we're taking his favorite side, the right side, away from him because he sees no net there. On the other hand, if we cut the angle incorrectly on his body, we will give up many short side goals because even though he can only see a foot of net, he's really got a lot more. The second very important thing we've learned is that our gloves should be held no higher than knee level. And again, if our angle is correct, no matter what the shooter sees, there will be very little room upstairs. So I leave it up to you. When a shooter looks at the net, is what he sees the truth or an illusion?
Remember, the key to the short side is lining up to the puck, not the man.
Again, line up with the puck every time. Move out and set yourself.
To be effective, a goaltender must concentrate totally on the little black puck for 60 minutes. On nights when things are going well, there's just you and this little baby right here. That's all that's in the rink. Nothing else matters. There's no crowd. You don't even have teammates. You're just seeing this and cutting angles on it the entire time. And it's very important. You cannot let anything disturb that concentration. And the biggest thing that will is goals against. And you might as well realize you're going to get them scored on you. You're going to give up good goals, bad goals, important goals. You're going to give some up that cost your team a game, but you're also going to make saves that save a game for your team. So you can't let things like that bother you. There's 3 tenses: past, present, and future. And in athletics of any sort, you have to stay in the present. You can't think about the goals that went in the net. I've seen it happen so many times where young goaltenders will still be thinking about a goal that just beat them, and before they know it, the face-off at center ice, down comes another one, and the next shot is in the net. Stay in the present. It doesn't matter what kind of goal it was. Take a look at your mistake if you made one. Then forget about it. Back out to the top of the crease and concentrate on preparing for the next one. Remember, you're a team leader. Not only are you the first player out on the ice, but you lead the team by your example. They look to you. You're the big guy. You're the guy that has to stop the puck and keep them in the games. And they look to you for that leadership. If you give up a bad goal and your chin is dragging on the ground or you're pounding your stick on the ice, things like that, your teammates notice it. And how are they going to have confidence in you then? And on the other side of it, the other team knows it too. They see it, and it's going to make them that much hungrier to put another goal by you. You have to stay in the present all the time. If you do that, you'll turn some games that start out bad right around, and that's a very satisfying way to win. In today's game, the point men are very important offensive weapons. The theme seems to be feed the points and jam the front of the net. The players are smarter and they shoot the puck harder. Combine that with screenshots and deflections, and you've got to be prepared. In today's changing game, the defensemen shoot the puck harder and more often than ever before. In dealing with point shots, we have 2 things to contend with. First the shot itself, and then the dreaded rebound. Now, before you can stop a shot from the point, you got to realize where it's coming from. And that, a lot of times, is the corner here. So watch the puck carefully. See when the guy's setting up to move it out to the point, man, and get yourself out in front. Once you establish your position, you're there. Nobody's going to take this spot from you. But if you don't do it soon enough, somebody's going to step in front and you may not even see the shot. So get yourself out. You got to be aggressive. Get out, set up, and look to control that rebound.
Paul's in some trouble on this one. He pushed away from the post towards the middle of the ice instead of towards the puck, and he's left half the net open. Good stick action here would still make the save, but he has the stick on its heel, and the puck slides right underneath it. Even when the puck is a foot off the ice, you can still kick it out of play using your pad and the shaft of your stick. Always make the kick toward the corner and not back in front.
Remember, on a clear point shot, if you're out, aggressive, cutting the angle down properly, that point man will have little to shoot at, and the advantage is yours.
So keep this in mind. Read the pass to the point and react to it quickly. Move out past the crease and establish your position. Set up low and control that rebound.
We've all heard it said before, you can't stop something you can't see. But you can anticipate and put yourself in the right position. Screenshots can be stopped. Okay, now we're going to play this one pretty similar to the point shots, right up to the end. The only difference is we're going to have people in front of us when we end up setting up. So we start off here. Again, we got to recognize that the play might be coming. It starts off here in the corner. Usually one of their men gets loose. He's free with the puck. He sees one of our guys coming after him, and the point man is open. So here we are. We're set up, ready to follow it out. We come out on the pass. We've got a couple guys here. We're not going to put them in yet because I want you to see what it looks like. So we're out here, good angle. Get out as far as you can, as close to these people that are screening you. So you've got the angle cut down. Give yourself a chance because you're not going to see this shot. So we set up now. You got to decide what play you're going to use. To me, the obvious one is a butterfly. They shoot low from the points, so you want to cover all of it down there as much as you can. So now you're down. Open them up, ready to do the butterfly. Now all you got to do is listen. One thing on your mind. Hear that shot. Hear puck meeting stick, and then down and open them up. Stay up here. Hands out in case it does go up. Okay, let's move the guys in front of me now and see what this looks like. I can't see a thing from here, but I feel confident that I've got it covered.
This is the reason I think the butterfly is the smart way to play a screenshot. The view we're seeing is from ice level behind the puck. When a player from the other team steps in front of the net to screen you, one of your players comes over to cover him, and they take up almost all the top of the net. Mike plays this screenshot perfectly. He's well out of the net on the angle, he heard the shot, and executed a great butterfly. Notice how the stick is on the ice between his pads.
So remember, the way to stop the screenshot is to see the play develop, have your move ready, and hear that puck.
Be sure to read the pass to the point, move out quickly behind the screen, and set up for the butterfly. Listen for the shot, quickly execute the butterfly, keeping your stick on the ice and your glove up and open.
Deflections are the ugly cousins of screenshots. There's a pile of people out in front of you or hanging around the edge of the goal crease. They all have the same thing in mind, to tip it by you. You do look great if you stop this, and you can. The deflections are similar to the point shots. You have to set up the same way, except perhaps not quite out as far. You have to be aware when there's an opposition player parked on the front of your crease here. You still have to set up and line up like this guy's going to shoot on the net, because 9 times out of 10 he is. After the shot's taken, you'll see a difference in the angle, at which time then you use the slide across and the butterfly or the skate and stick save. Keep yourself down. If it's being deflected, you can't worry about a rebound. It's a one-save situation. Okay, let's go to it.
Once the shot is taken, you have to get quickly down into position as close to the deflector's stick as possible, leaving him no place to deflect the puck but right at you. Again, I must stress that you set up and play the point man's shot honestly until he shoots it toward the deflector. This is another great shot of Mike sliding over chest to puck with his hands out and stick down. And watch him follow the puck and glove the rebound.
Let's face it, they're tough, but you can minimize the number of goals scored against you on deflections by keeping these points in mind.
Establish your position early and know where the deflector is. Face and play the shooter. Wait for the shot and push to the deflector's stick, executing the butterfly or stick and skate save.
During his career, a goaltender will play on a lot of different teams. Right now, I'd like to take a look at a few of those types and the advantages and disadvantages of playing goal for each. First of all, we've got the average team, about 500, wins a few, loses a few, handles the teams in the middle and lower part of the standings pretty well, but has a lot of trouble with the teams at the top. This is a good spot for a goaltender here. He gets a lot of work, gets to experience the thrill of victory, and yet still playing against those top place clubs, he knows he's going to have to be pumped up for them to have any chance of winning. Then when we take a look at the very good hockey club, a team that scores a lot of goals, wins 7-8-1 all the time, this is a bit of a different situation for a goaltender. He doesn't get a lot of work. The shots he does get, he's expected to stop, which can be very difficult, especially for kids, in the fact that they'll have to stand down there most of the game and may only see 6-7 shots in a game. That's where the concentration comes in, something that they have to work very hard on. The development may suffer because of that. They're not getting the work. Usually in practice, goaltenders don't get the kind of work that they need to develop. So that's something that parents and a goaltender need to sit down and look at before they choose this type of team, and realize the fact that although winning is nice, you're not really winning if you're not developing the goaltender to the fullest of his abilities. Then we look at the third club, the dreaded last place hockey club that gets drilled a lot of games. They're not really in too many. They don't have much of a chance to win too many either. And that's a tough situation for a goaltender to be in. He knows each night when he goes out there that for them to win, he's going to have to stand on his head and kick out about 50 shots. And when that doesn't happen and the losses pile up game after game, it can be a very frustrating experience. So I think at that point, the goaltender's got to sit down and look at a couple of very simple things. Let's have a little bit of fun with this. Where am I heading? There are some advantages here. I'm getting a lot of work. I've got a chance to develop my skills. As long as I can hang in there. There's no use losing your mind over it. It's just a game. We're looking to develop ourselves and become a better goaltender by the end of the year. Now, you must work hard in this situation. Continue trying to be positive. At the end of the season, if you can sit down and answer one question, am I a better goaltender now than I was at the start of the year? And if you can say yes, then you've had a winning season. In an average game, you will face up to 30 shots. Many of these will come from 2-on-1 and 3-on-2 situations, so you do have some help. It is a team sport. Let's learn to work with our defensemen.
The goaltender's job on a 3-on-2 is to be aggressively out on the angle facing the player who shoots the puck. If you read the play quickly and properly and are committed to the aggressive approach, you will win a lot of these little battles. Probably the most common play you will see is their winger take the puck wide of your defenseman and drop it back to the trailer, who will usually shoot it at the net. You have to read that pass as soon as it's dropped, get out to your new angle, and set up for the shot. If he gives it to the guy cutting for the net, then you'll just have to react to it. But you've got to play the shooter or he'll blow it by you. If you pay attention, they'll tip you off about the play in front of you. The player with the puck is heading for the left boards and your defenseman has him cut off. Obviously, the pass is going back to the trailer and he's your man. Here we see the defenseman stays in the middle, so the puck carrier is yours. Mike cuts him off very well on this play and gets in position to stop the rebound. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure this one out. Your family's away and you're home alone. What will you do? Well, Mike thinks of only one thing. Get out as far as I can, as fast as I can, and set up. The next move is his. Mike's in great position here if the puck carrier decides on a deke. His aggressiveness saves him on this play, as the shot deflects off him just going wide. And if he's back a couple of feet, it could well go in.
In a 3-on-2 situation, the opposition clearly has the advantage. And if they're smart, they'll keep you guessing until the last second. So once again, anticipation is a big key here.
So read the play early, move out and set up, and be prepared for and react quickly to the drop pass.
The 2-on-1 is a good scoring chance. There's no doubt about that. But we can minimize its effectiveness by knowing our job and sticking to it. The goaltender takes the shooter, and the defenseman stops a pass.
What I just said seems pretty basic, but I can't believe the number of times it gets messed up. From the peewees to the pros, if you watch a few 2-on-1s, you'll see a mental mistake. Either the goalie doesn't challenge or the defenseman doesn't stay in the middle. Talk to your defenseman and let them know. Tell them you're going to take the shooter and you want them to take the pass. That's about all there is to say on this one, so why don't we sit back and enjoy a fine piece of goaltending.
A save in this situation will be a big lift for both you and your teammates. So watch the puck, play the shooter, but do be aware of the other players as you may have to react to a pass.
Once again, read the play early and recognize the shooter. Move out and set up on him. React to the shot, but watch for a pass if the defenseman rushes the shooter.
Many people say the breakaway is the most exciting play in the game, and I've certainly seen it turn many games upside down. In a 3-on-2 and 2-on-1, you have the support of your teammates. But in a breakaway situation, it's you and the shooter, winner take all. So keep cool and follow this.
The puck carrier has two options on a breakaway, to shoot or to deke. That means your job is to cut the angle down and not let him go around you. Your first move as soon as you read breakaway is to dash out to the hash marks, stop, and set up. You now have the angle cut. Now you have to make sure he can't go around you. You do that by backing up with the puck carrier. You can't go back too early though, or you give him back the net you just took away. Timing your retreat is so important. Stay out as long as you can, and when the puck carrier is 25 to 30 feet away, start back, watching only the puck. And remember, the first move is his. Hold your position all the way back until the puck carrier has to go one way or the other. You then push across, staying with them, and use the butterfly, skate and stick, or two-pad slide. Mike plays this to perfection, as we can see, pushing over and laying his pad down. Be sure to bring your blocker over high in this play so you have some coverage if the shooter gets it upstairs. The tricky puck handlers move their sticks back and forth quickly, trying to get you to move with them. Let them stick handle all they want. Sooner or later, they have to go wide. Hold your position till they do. Mike gets caught on the old curly shuffle on this one. Be aware of the shooter's habits. Due to the shooter's illusion, which I talked about earlier, right-handed shooters love the top corner over the catch glove. It's their favorite. So make sure you're lined up over to the puck with that glove ready.
Don't get caught off guard. Be alert and watch for the potential breakaway. It may be a skater hanging around center ice behind your defense or a man coming out of the penalty box. A big save here could turn the game around.
If you want to stop them, remember these. Be alert and recognize early. Dash out to the hash marks. Gauge the speed of the puck carrier and start back hard at 25 to 30 feet. Try to match his speed. Watch only the puck. Wait for the shooter to commit and react to the shot, or push laterally on a deke and execute the butterfly, two-pad slide, or stick and skate save.
One of my favorite pastimes is watching televised sports. And it's very beneficial from the standpoint of gathering information about a variety of subjects. But let's talk about the goaltending. Certainly every day through newspapers, radio, and TV, we see many players interviewed, interesting stories, and if we look at them, we can certainly find out valuable new things that'll help us stop the puck. Every day when you're at the store, you can look through magazines, find articles on various goaltenders, what they did to be successful. Every day on television, there's interesting interviews with professional athletes. And this is certainly also something that'll help you down the line. You don't even have to go out of your way. You pick up the newspaper. Every day, a lot of hockey coverage, interesting little stories about players bouncing back from injuries or from slumps or coming into game situations that they're not very familiar with because they're young players and they succeed and come up big. A lot of different things that you can find. And it's free. It's there every day, and it takes very little effort to find it. So take advantage of it. It'll help you in the long run. In the last 6 chapters, we've taught you how to stop the puck. Now a little instruction on how to think offensively. There's no reason a goaltender can't get out of the net and help his defenseman by handling the puck or making a play. And who knows, you may even get an assist. As I mentioned in Chapter 2, the stick is a very useful tool, and not just for stopping pucks. Now I'd like to show you how to check with it. It's very important that we set up quickly on the sweep check. It can't be done from this position back here. Remember, it's an aggressive move. It's got to be done quickly. Set up out there. Let's take it from the start now. We start back here. We move out and set up on our regular angle. Now, we wait for the man to come in at us. Up goes the hand, down goes the stick. Always to center ice with the stick. It doesn't make any sense going this way with the pads. Now you don't have anything to cut them off with up the middle. So the stick always goes to center ice on the play. Let's try another one of those. On that one, I went all the way down for a full extension. Let me show you another one. Out, make sure nothing on the short side, up and down. No holes along the ice. We got the hand out over here. Okay? Always go towards the man. You'll notice when I come out on the angle here, the player has nothing to shoot at. So what you're doing is you're forcing him to go across the front. He sees no net to shoot at. He wants a goal. The easy way is to go across. So you're forcing him to go where you want him to. From there, it's a proper execution of sliding the hand up the stick to the knob and down to center ice. This is something you can practice at home in your basement. You have to get this. You don't want to throw the stick. It telegraphs the play. Very simply, we loosen the fingers up and slide the hand up the stick to the knob. We want to get it all the way up so we can get full extension. You get in trouble when you only get halfway up. You're then giving him a little room to cut around the outside. Very important.
The first move here, as in every other aspect of goaltending, is out to cut down the angle. After that, you just slide your hand up the stick to the knob and lay it down to center ice. Even if he shoots instead of cutting in, there's very little room up top. Notice how Mike has stepped to the left to keep himself lined up with the puck and allow no room on the short side. In this shot, I'm starting my move a little bit too early. I'm giving him too much time and room to change his play. The puck carrier has his head up and can see what I'm about to do. Here I've got the hand up the stick and I'm on my way down. The puck carrier has committed to the inside and he's close enough for me to reach the puck. And even if he shoots, there's no room on the short side.
Your stick is bigger and heavier than the normal forward stick, which makes it very effective at knocking the puck away from an attacker. If you want to be effective using the sweep check, follow these points.
Move well out and set up. Cover the short side. Wait for the puck carrier to cut inside. Slide your blocker up to the knob and drop your knee to the ice, extending your stick to center ice flat on its side, making sure there's no holes along the ice.
Goaltending is primarily a defensive position. However, part of the defensive system is moving the puck out of your own end, and he should be able to participate in that. However, before he can and be effective, he must develop his puck handling skills and smarts. Let me show you what I mean. You have to understand that this skill is going to take some time. It's one of the most difficult skills for a goaltender, and perhaps that's why it's neglected so badly by most goalies. But it's something that really will help you, particularly in your own end, getting out of some trouble, helping your defenseman. Now, anytime you can practice it, it's going to help you. Whether it's in a parking lot on a piece of concrete against a wall, obviously it's tougher to shoot off that than it is out here, but it's going to take hours of practice, and you have to do it to be successful with it. Now, what I want to do is throw the glove off and see if I can show you a little bit of the wrist action involved in shooting a puck here. You'll get out there and you'll probably get a little frustrated with it, but if you keep at it and keep practicing, one day it's going to click for you. It seems like it doesn't work for a while, but you just keep going at it, working with it, trying to get the puck up in the air, go heel to toe with it. That's another thing that'll help you get it up like so. You don't have to have a rocket back here, but you need to be able to get it up and pass the puck. Now, another place that's very obvious is the start of practice. And I handle a puck without gloves on. It helps me feel the stick a little bit better. Anytime I used to come out a little early at the start of practice, start moving the puck around if I was out by myself, pass it with teammates, take a few shots at the goal, any of those things, it all helps. And if you can get it down, you'll really feel good about it. But until you do, you're not going to have the confidence to move out of the net and take the chances and help the offense out and help your defenseman out the way you can. So work at it and learn this skill. It'll really make a difference for you.
Your blade position is so important here. As we can see, when it's opened up too much, the puck spins out in front. You need to close it up and form a natural pocket for the puck. Coming around the boards, the puck has a natural spin, and if you don't do this, it'll spin out in front of the net on you. It helps trap it and keep it there for you so you can make your play with it after you get it under control. Same thing on the backhand. Here we see the blade closed. Now that's the way it's opened up, and obviously the puck's going to get away from you there. So keep it closed up and form that pocket. Another helpful hint on your backhand, since we are weaker there, is to use the stick for leverage, pushing down with the blocker and resting the knob of the stick against our back. That will help us control a hard shot puck into our end. To me, the big thing on this one is jumping right out of the net and getting control of the puck as soon as it's shot in. As you can see here, I've got it under control and I'm waiting for the checker to commit. The faster you get to the puck, the more time you have to make the right play. Another advantage to being a confident puck handler is that your defensemen can use you when they're in trouble. This is a good drill for practice to help you handle the puck better in games. It makes such a difference to your defenseman when you can pass the puck. On this play, BP's taking care of the forward because he knows I'll get it out. Watch the puck very carefully when you go out after it, because sometimes the bounces are not what you expect. Mike alertly uses his skate to control this one. Always set the puck up for your defenseman behind the goal line and 3 or 4 feet out from the net. Behind the goal line so your defenseman can't put it in the net, and away from the goal so he has the option of making a quick turn back into the corner to avoid a checker. Watch your passes. If it's too close, either get it in the air or throw it around the boards. Your winger probably won't score a goal right now, but if you give it away, it'll cost you one.
Tom Barrasso, Grant Fuhr, and Pete Peters are 3 prime examples of goaltenders with excellent puck handling skills. Not only can they set the puck up for their defensemen, but they can feed their wingers and even clear the puck out of their own zone.
In order to be effective, learn how to handle the stick and shoot the puck. Get out to the puck early. Get your head up and watch the play. Learn where to shoot the puck to avoid trouble, and always make the easiest play.
To be a top-notch goaltender, you have to play with consistency. Be able to deliver a high-quality performance each time out. If you can do that, there will always be teams looking for you. We start off in practice. A good, solid work ethic is necessary, and a lot of goaltenders are famous for not delivering in practice. And don't think it doesn't matter, because the things you do in practice, you'll do in games. So work hard out there. I know practices aren't set up for goaltenders, and you do become a target to a certain extent, but nevertheless, there's no use being out there standing around and wasting your time. Get some skills work in whenever you can. Be consistent in practice, then you've got a chance to be that way in the games. You want to avoid the emotional roller coaster ride of being great one game and not so good the next, and then back up and then back down again. It's very tough to play that way, and it begins at practice. Consistency will make for a long and successful career. Okay, we've talked about all the individual skills and some of the classic game situations. Now let's look at some of the things you don't see every day.
Look around before the face-offs. You'll be surprised what you can find out. The man you have to be watching for is the shooter on the top of the circle. You can see how much net is available to him when I cut my normal face-off angle. If I'm paying attention, I realize that their center is a right shot, so he can't shoot at the net. That allows me to line up with the shooter at the top of the circle, and you can see how much less net he has available.
Brian, where are you going with it? Corner. Okay.
Let's go, Blue.
Always remember to ask your centerman where he's going with the puck before the face-off. It could save some embarrassment. If he's coming back at the net with it, you better know in advance. If this face-off is won back to the top of the circle, you could be seeing a rocket, so give yourself a chance. Cheat a little.
Hang on. Where are you going with it, Brian?
Corner.
Okay.
Let's go, Blue.
Sometimes in close games, you're going to want to get a face-off. Maybe the other team is all over you, or your team's running around, or maybe you're a man short. It doesn't matter why. We just need a face-off, and we certainly can't afford a delay of game penalty. One easy way is to have an unusually difficult time with an easy rebound. Or when catching a puck, go immediately over next to one of their players. And if you can end up on your knees, it's even better. You could even juggle the puck down to a sprawling position. There will always be those players that hang around the crease trying to get in your way and screen you. Your defensemen are supposed to move them out for you, but when they don't, you can help out too. A lot of times the player will have his back to you looking to tip a shot. You can take advantage of this by giving him a good shot right between the shoulder blades with your glove hand, knocking him forward and off balance. And then there's the old reliable. A few short chops across the ankles will deliver your message.
High stick, 28 blue, slash. Let's go.
If there are players hanging around your crease giving you the stick, let the referee know. Be polite and ask him if he'd watch for it. If they get a penalty for it, that's just another way of clearing the crease. This is certainly not a position you want to be in, but sometimes through a giveaway or a bad bounce you are, stuck at one side while he's staring at an open net. This one is all or nothing, so just go for it. Throw everything you've got across the net, but remember what works for you. Mike gets good coverage with a two-pad slide on this one, but almost gets caught under the armpit as the shooter crosses him up. When you explode across the net on a play like this, you're trying to get coverage on the bottom and top corners if you can. Mike does exactly that and makes a great save. See how he gets the pad and the glove all the way across. In this situation, I find the shooter usually goes high, so I try to snap my hands up in front of the far corner. It looks like I'm in pretty decent shape on this one, with the glove out and pads coming across, but my glove drops and the puck goes in right where I had it.
Ready?
Throwing my blocker and stick up to the top corner is a special skill I learned. All you goaltenders have these kinds of skills too. Learn what they are, what works for you, and use it. Develop your own game and play to your strengths. And here I make just the same mistake, changing up what worked for me. I've been doing a straight kick, throwing the blocker and stick. Now all of a sudden I want to do a two-pad slide. Stick to your strengths. Playing without your goal stick is not the best feeling in the world, so let's figure out what to do. The first thing to know is that you're allowed to play with a broken stick. No one else can, but the goalie is allowed to. So don't throw it away if it breaks. Even without a blade, it's quite useful to you. If you lose your stick, you're allowed to use a player's stick until you get yours back. Let your teammates know you've lost it, and they should first try and get it back for you, or at least give you theirs. Take note, in minor hockey this play is illegal, and you must play without a stick until you get yours back. This play doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's very critical. If your teammate freezes the puck in the crease, it's a penalty shot. There's no big secret to this one. Just realize what's happening and get down into position so he can slide you the puck. You won't see a lot of bounce shots, but they can be very tricky and you need a game plan. When a player flips the puck toward the goal, he's trying to make it bounce about 10 feet in front of you, and that bounce could go anywhere. The safest way to play it is to get to it while it's still in the air, or at least take the bounce on the short hop into your pads. If you don't have enough time to get close to the puck, then don't even try. You're better to back off a little and give yourself room to judge the bounce. Get your body behind it whenever you can and make the safe play. There you can see me getting out and taking it on the short hop, closing up the pads so there's no rebound. Don't take this one for granted. Just because it looks like icing and the linesman has his hand in the air, don't be asleep, because you could get burnt. Get out of the net and in position to play the puck. If the icing is called, you've lost nothing. And if it isn't, you're there to make sure your team keeps possession of the puck. The more little things a goaltender can add to his game, the better off he'll be, and most of them don't even take much skill, just a little smarts. Here I've dropped the puck off for my defenseman and established my position off the corner of the net. The forechecker is forced very wide, giving my defenseman a couple of strides head start. It all helps. A scramble in front of the net is a very tough play for a goalie, mainly because he doesn't know when the shot is coming. Goalies tend to back in on this play, and it costs them goals. The basic principle of aggressive angles never changes, so move out on the puck. Set up low and be ready with your pads. On these plays, usually someone will shoot a quick one like we've just seen, so you have to be ready all the time. If you're playing an aggressive angle outside the goal crease, the shooter has little to shoot at from an angle like this. The way I'm set up in this shot, he's got about 8 inches to shoot at, and it's all between my legs. On the outside of each pad, he has nothing. If you were the shooter, would you rather aim for an 8-inch hole or 2 4-inch openings at the posts? In this situation, they'll take the 5-hole every time. Once again, and I never get tired of saying it, the keys are cutting a correct and aggressive angle and reading the release. It doesn't matter if you close your pad standing up like I did or using a butterfly like Mike does. He knows the butterfly is the key to his game and knows he's committed to getting his knees down on the shot, so he rarely gets beat there. Before you can close your pads right up, you have to know he's shooting. Otherwise, you get caught, you can't move from that position, and you'll be in a lot of trouble. If you're a good skater and a decent puck handler, take advantage of it in these situations. You'll save yourself a lot of breakaways. My motto is if there's a loose puck and I can get to it first, I'm going. Nothing fancy, just get it out. As long as it's over the blue line, you're in good shape. If you have enough time to make a play, so much the better, but don't force it. This play will cost you a goal every once in a while, but over the long haul, you're way ahead, as long as you execute properly. Get the puck in the air off the boards, and it will rarely be intercepted. Oh, and don't forget to keep your head up after you make the play. By recovery, I mean getting back to the set position. Whether you play the stick and skate save style or the butterfly style, you still have to get back to the set quickly. Obviously, sliding or diving saves put you way out of position and take longer to recover. That's why we don't want to use them a lot. The butterfly, at least the way Mike does it, doesn't put you out of position. As soon as his pads hit the ice, he's back up again. Digging the toes in and pushing up is the key, and that takes strong legs. Patrick's been working on his recovery for a while now, and if he keeps practicing and working hard at it, he'll be able to do it just like Mike once his legs get strong enough. Now that we've looked at the butterfly recovery, let's see how the stand-up goalie gets himself back into position. You will have to make some saves with a 2-pad slide, and there are no magic ways to spring back into position. Find out the quickest way for you, and then work at it in practice. It's the only way. Preventing rebounds is nothing more than playing smart, sound goal. This is where the rebound problems start. Get the stick out in front and deflect those pucks off into the corner, not back in front. When you do give up a rebound, get on it quickly. Use that stick to gather it in. And get your hands in play whenever you can. Obviously, that'll help you control the rebounds better. Use that pad to kick sideways, get rid of the pucks. And don't kick back out in front of the net. Let the puck hit you, and then take control.
To be effective, a goaltender must have confidence. He must be convinced he can do the job. He must know he can go out there in any given situation and hold his team in the game. And that is a skill that can be practiced. When you see yourself in game situations, be positive. You must work at it. See successful things happening to yourself out on the ice. We went through it earlier in some of the pregame mental warm-ups. If you see yourself making saves properly, then you will. And you can't let anything shake that confidence. It happens from time to time. You'll have bad games and give up bad goals. You've got to forget about them and keep the confidence up. That's what you learn after a while. After going through periods where you go through the roller coaster ride of being up 1 minute and down the next, you realize that it just doesn't turn on and off that quickly. You have to keep that confidence and put those bad games behind you and realize that if you keep working and practicing hard and bearing down on your game skills, that things will work out for you. You heard me say earlier, put yourself in a position to win by practicing your footwork and your physical skills. Well, I say that to you again now. Put yourself in a position to win by practicing your mental skills. Keep that confidence level up, and you'll be a winner. Well, that's pretty well all I can tell you, technically speaking. You now have the knowledge to perfect your game. You can never get enough practice. You can never get enough conditioning. And remember, 80% of the game is up here. You've chosen the most unique position on the team to play. There's a proud tradition in goaltending. Many Stanley Cups have been won and lost because of it, and it's vital to any team's success. I hope you've gained something from this tape and will use it for many years to come. Thanks for watching, and remember, the puck stops here!